Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Trump and his plan to solve a real issue in the United States, and how that plan actually has some pretty decent components for once. But in announcing the plan, he also announced that even after serving a full term in office, he has no clue what the office of the president is and what the president is actually supposed to do and what they're capable of doing. Trump announced a plan to deal with homelessness. And it's interesting for a whole bunch of reasons. But my favorite part is when he just bans being homeless. That's part of the plan. You ban being homeless. You make it illegal. Make it arrestable. You ban urban camping where possible. His words, where possible. That's cool and everything. I mean, I get it. I understand what he's saying. Does he not understand that that's not federal? I mean, he does. Somebody told him that. Somebody explained that him, as president in charge of the federal government, has absolutely no control over local city ordinances. That's why he said where possible. Somebody tried to explain to him that he wasn't actually a dictator and he just didn't want to accept it. So from there, after they get arrested for not having a home, they're given an option. They can go to jail, or they can go to an internment camp. A tent city. A tent city where they will get psychiatric help, his term, substance help, like that, and they'll help treat them. Okay. He also said that the tent cities would be on cheap land, away from everything. So, I have questions. I have questions about that. First, I do have to point out the idea of just arresting people because they're poor doesn't really add up. That is definitely the idea of some trust fund billionaire that never had to struggle a day in his life. Why don't the poor just buy more money, right? But beyond that, how are they supposed to get to work? The people that, choose not to go to jail and go to the tent city, how do they get to their job? I know that most of the people who would support a plan like this don't understand this question. Fun fact, according to the lowest estimate I could find, 1 out of 4 homeless people have a job. They have a job. Being homeless is not a lack of character, it's a lack of money, or it's a lack of being able to find housing. They have a job. How do they get to them? Once treatment is successful in this internment camp, how do they get a job? It doesn't make sense. And keep in mind, 1 out of 4, that's the low end. I found some that said 40 to 60% had jobs. I'm all for providing social services, providing psychological help, providing substance help. But to assume that that's needed when all stats say that that's not actually, something that is present in, the entirety of the homeless population, that's a little weird. The people that don't need treatment, they just go to jail and stay there forever? I don't understand how it works. But I do like the idea of providing social help. The other thing I like is the idea of giving them housing. He's right there. He's right there. This plan includes giving homeless people housing. But rather than make it like housing that could be near their job or their family or whatever, they want to turn it into a tent city. They want to turn it into a punishment because it's not actually about helping. It's about giving their base somebody else to look down on. That's what it's about. And I have an additional question. If you are somebody who actually believes that everybody that is homeless needs treatment, why do you want to punish them? Why would you take somebody that has a psychological issue and make them suffer in a tent city? Not just does the former president not understand the job he had for 4 years, not just does he not understand the way the U.S. government works and how things are divided under federalism. His whole gimmick is finding a group of people to punish, to make his base feel like, well, we're doing better than those. At least we're not in a tent city getting treatment. He's right in the fact that treatment options should be available. Absolutely. And he's right. Housing should be provided. But putting it out in the middle of nowhere, making it a punishment, putting people that, according to his theory, have mental health issues in a situation in which they're in a tent city so they can suffer and be a warning to everybody else to make sure they stay in line and don't become poor. That doesn't really track for me. It's just more of the same stuff from him. Promising something he can't do, just like his wall. Promising something he doesn't have the authority to do. And even the parts that actually make sense. Providing housing. Providing social help. He manages to mess that up too. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.